the first president was Chaim Weizmann, and Harry Truman's business partner was Eddie Jacobson.
Okay.
Eddie Jacobson is a Jew. He convinces Harry Truman, who doesn't want to meet with any Zionist leaders because he understands the complications and the implications of meeting with the Zionist leader, because the Arabs are also their friends. But Eddie Jacobson persuades the president to meet him. And after he meets him, the American foreign policy is squarely in favor of the creation of Israel, a homeland for the Israelis. And so the vote in the UN goes in their favor. So in 1967 war, the Israelis occupy, they are very successful. They take over large swathes of land. They take over Sinai Desert in Egypt. They take over the Golan Heights in Syria. They capture,
that belongs to Syria.
Yes. They still have it.
Yeah.
They take parts of Jordan, West Bank and Jordan from the Jordanians, 1967. Then 6 years later, in 1973, at the festival of Yom Kippur, it's a Jewish festival, in the early morning hours when the Israelis were completely unaware, the Jews, the Arabs, all these Arab countries, start a war with Israel. This war, Israel finds it difficult.
When was this?
1973.
73.
Yom Kippur War. Yom Kippur is the festival. This...
the one October 7th also happened.
Was that Yom Kippur?
Some festival day only. They were all enjoying the festival when the massacre took place.
I see. And this war, the Israelis find it difficult to fight back because it's very organized. It's much better run by the Arabs, from the Arab side. Then they have a friend in Henry Kissinger.
Okay.
Nixon's Secretary of State.
Great negotiator.
He's a Jew.
I see.
Henry Kissinger is a Jew.
Okay.
So,
he will have the natural affinity.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't?
He says, I am an American first.
Ah.
But Golda Meir, who is the prime minister then in 1973, convinces him and tells him, look, you have to do your duty. Convince Nixon to give us the air support. There's a movie called Golda Meir, and you can see the movie where it's picturized, where she tries to persuade him. And then he tries to be very aloof. He wants to be the real American Secretary of State. So he doesn't want to do this. At least he doesn't openly want to do it. So finally she convinces him, he convinces Nixon, and the air support comes. And once that happens, the Israelis win against the Arab rivals. So that was the last major war, 1973 war. After that, in the meantime, the Palestinian resistance becomes very strong. They understand that to get their own homeland. Now you see, it's not about, they were against the creation of Israel. They are against the presence of Israel. They want to eradicate or obliterate Israel. So they are organized.
They didn't want a country called Israel.
They don't want a country
called Israel. They can co-live with
Palestine. Absolutely. So they are a very strong group. And most of them have come under one umbrella and a very charismatic leader called Yasser Arafat.
Yeah.
And the organization is called Palestine Liberation Organization. And it is being recognized by many countries, including India.
So the liberation was Israel should be liberated and joined with
Palestine. The Palestinians would have their own homeland, and then Israel will cease to exist. Correct. But they changed their goals later. Once they came to a peace track, they changed their goals. They said Israel can exist, but we need our homeland. And
that was Bill Clinton tried the negotiation.
Much before that. Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter will, they call the Camp David Accords.
Okay.
As early as 1978. So this was there. Jimmy Carter got involved and asked the Jordanians to make peace, the Egyptians to make peace. So he brokered a peace between Menachem Begin, who used to be the Prime Minister of Israel, and Anwar Sadat, who used to be the President of Egypt after Gamal Abdel Nasser. Both were killed.
Yeah.
Both were killed by their
Assassinated.
radicals who didn't like this peace deal. So Egypt was the second country which made peace with Israel. Making peace with Israel means recognizing Israel.
Yes.
Until then, they didn't recognize.
Yes.
There were no diplomatic relations. And they got their Sinai back. So it was called land for peace. Similarly, the Jordanians got their Transjordan, the West Bank, extra back.
So Israel gave up that.
Yes, yes. This was occupied territory. They had
So they
captured
gave it back.
They gave it back for peace.
Based on Jimmy Carter's.
Correct. Jordan, therefore, this current Abdullah's father, Hussein, King Hussein, signed the peace deal with the Israelis, and their land, he got back his land. The only place which hasn't gotten its land yet, and that might happen soon, I don't know if it will happen soon, but there is a possibility it may happen, is Syria. Golan Heights is still with Israel.
Yes.
So, but today there is a friendly government. The Syrian government today is friendly to the Americans. The Americans are friendly to it. They've lifted all the sanctions against Syria.
Syria.
Trump met with their leader in the presence of King Salman in Saudi Arabia. So things could change at some point. We don't know. So this happened. So where do the Iranians come? Because we are still talking about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. But the Arab world, and more than the Arab world, the Islamic world has been against Israelis because they think that the Palestinians have been deprived of their due rights. And many will agree with that.
Brotherhood feel.
Correct. Many will agree with that because the Palestinians are stateless. They live in very poor conditions and their life is not...
Stateless means who is ruling them then?
There are internal structures. I will come to that in a moment. So as I told you, Gaza, the earlier rulers were the Hamas.
They took over from the administration.
Of the
authorized administration.
There was a modest... No, there were elections. In the elections, the Hamas was voted to power. Palestine Authority, Palestine Liberation Organization, after peace talks in Oslo in 1994, becomes Palestinian Authority.
Okay.
It is not completely a nation, but halfway.
Okay.
So Palestinian Authority, the head of that authority was Yasser Arafat before. After his death, you have, I think his name is Abbas. He is the president. Both West Bank and Gaza was under the authority of Palestine Authority. Palestine Authority believed in talks with the Israelis. They thought that with talks they can reach a settlement where they can get back all the 1967 borders. That is what the UN resolutions also say. The creation, a two-state solution, Israel and a Palestinian state. The Palestinian state, its borders should be the borders as existed in 1967. So you have to give back a lot. Today, only probably a little bit of what existed in 1967 as Palestine exists. Much of the land has been shrunk. The Israelis have taken over and they've built settlements in many places.
Arabs gave them a chance with war.
They did, but in 1967 there is a UN resolution clearly that says that there should be two states and 1967 status quo.
And that Israel is also not accepting two-state solution.
They initially accepted it. Even now, some of them accept it, or most of them accept it, except Netanyahu, who's become very, very extreme in his view.
Approach.
But most states, most the international community, most of the international community is for a two-state solution. India is for a two-state solution. We even have a Palestinian ambassador in Delhi, a full-fledged ambassador. Okay, Palestine Authority has several ambassadors elsewhere. Many countries have ambassadors. And Palestine has observer status in the UN. So they have a representative in the UN
But not
as well.
a statehood.
No. Statehood will take time. The statehood, I'll tell you why statehood hasn't happened. It hasn't happened because there are 5 million Palestinians outside today's Palestine. That is 50 lakh people. 50 lakh Palestinians live outside today's Palestine. They should come back. Israel says they cannot come back.
Where are they living?
They're living in refugee centers and in Egypt and in Jordan and in other places.
Oh.
So they've been displaced. Okay, number one. Number two, the borders. Israel wants to give a moth-eaten, butterfly-eaten Palestine. When Jinnah was told that
So
Punjab,
Israel also need to be fair.
they
It's,
will. This is
they
the
have to.
this is the irony of history. So Punjab and Bengal, when Jinnah was told, Jinnah originally wanted both of them, the entire Punjab, the entire Bengal, where the Sikhs and the Hindus will be a minority in Pakistan, in Bengal and in Punjab. But when the Indians and the British decided to bifurcate it, divide it, and then give him the Pakistan, he said, "I'm getting a moth-eaten, a butterfly-eaten Pakistan."
Why our fellows Indians didn't ask for full Punjab
Because
or full West Bengal?
half of West Bengal, today's Bangladesh, is mostly Islamic. So, and the division of India and
Punjab?
Pakistan, Punjab is also.
Islam.
The Pakistan's core is Punjab.
Okay.
What we have as Punjab is only a small portion. Today's Pakistan, its Uttar Pradesh, if you may, is Punjab.
Okay.
Pakistan's Punjab is
They are
Pakistan's.
predominantly
Punjabi.
Islam,
They're all Islamic.
not the Sikhs.
No, they are left here.
Okay. Only the temple is there. Anantapur Sahib.
Yes, there are many Sikhs whose forefathers were born in Pakistan.
Punjab and came here.
Yes, Kushwant Singh's family, I think, originally from today's Pakistan.
Oh.
Even Manmohan Singh's family, I think, from today's Pakistan. So and similarly, Jinnah was born in Bombay.
Yeah.
And then moved there.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
his birthplace, his hometown.
Grandson had this Bombay dyeing company.
I see.
And yes, Nasli Wadia,
Nasli
Britannia.
Wadia.
Britannia, Nasli Wadia, his grandson.
I see. So the Arab countries and the Islamic countries have been generally unfavorable to Israelis because because of the Palestinian issue. Now, in the Islamic world, there are only a handful of very powerful countries. You can talk about Pakistan, you can talk about Turkey, you can talk about Egypt, you can talk about, who else can you talk about? Maybe Nigeria, but Nigeria is not fully Islamic. It's also half Christian. So essentially, Turkey, Iran. Turkey, Iran, Pakistan, Egypt. Egypt has already been defeated, not once, twice by the Israelis. 1967, 1973. So let's remove Egypt. It may be a big country, a major power, but it has twice been dealt with the Israelis. Turkey and Iran have been friends, whether you believe it or not. They are friends because their former colonies, Syria and other places, Saudi Arabia, are not friends with the Israelis. So since they are not friends with the Israelis and they are not friends that much friendly with the Turks, the Turks and Israelis have been friends. The Turks are not Arabs, they're Muslims.
Okay.
But they are friendly. They have diplomatic relations. They've exchanged ambassadors. They're also very upset with all that is happening now. The third country, if you remove Pakistan, Pakistan is far away from the Middle East. The country that is very, very Islamic and very pro-Islamic is Iran. And in the last 47 years after the Islamic Revolution, the Iranians have become a huge military power, a big power, so strong that they can support Hezbollah in Lebanon, they can support Hamas in Palestine, they can support the Houthis in Yemen. So if you are able to support these many armed groups, non-state actors outside your country, you must be very powerful. You are a powerful country.
Yeah, that is now seen also in this ongoing war. Both the countries are also having a lot of casualties against Iran. Iran is attacking.
Correct.
Iran is not a silent.
The world's only superpower and a major power, Israel, are attacking a country which is very weak. And today is the 5th day of the strikes.
Yes.
And still they've
they
not
are
been
also
able to. Yes, they've not been able to subdue them.
True.
The world has changed a lot. Look at the Russians. They are finding it difficult. This is the 5th year of the war in Ukraine. They have not been able to. They are moving. I read reports which say that sometimes their advance is only 50 meters in a day.
So much resistance is
Yes.
given by the Ukrainians.
Yes, people are fighting for their homeland, for their, you will safeguard your house with all your power, right? If somebody wants to occupy your house. So that is what is happening. So it is not
If you have that determination.
correct. It is not that just because you're a superpower, etc., that you can come and ride roughshod. That is not happening. So the Iranians are showing their strength and power. So the Iranians have become the champions of, should I say, amongst the few countries of the Palestinians, and have become great friends of the Palestinians.
This was Persia.
Persia, formerly.
And in Mahabharata, Dasharatha's wife Kaikeyi is Persian princess.
I see.
Kaikeyi is a.
I see.
And when Rama is sent to the forest, Bharatan is with his grandfather in Persia.
I see. Dhritarashtra, his wife Gandhari,
is from Afghanistan.
They say she's from Kandahar, in Afghanistan. I've been to Kandahar.
Oh.
I've been to Kandahar. I served in Afghanistan for 18 months. So I've been to Kandahar. I've slept in Kandahar for a day or two and then returned. I went by helicopter because it's a high security, that's the Pashtun Taliban headquarters. So we live in very fortified camps. So that happened, and then I remembered that Kandahari is supposedly from there.
Yes.
So this is why the enmity between Iran and Israel has been there. Now, Israel is a nuclear power. It doesn't consider it has not accepted that it is a nuclear power. It has not denied that it is a nuclear power. It has kept quiet.
Yes.
But most experts believe that it became a nuclear power as early as the 1960s.
60s, within 12 years of the formation of Israel.
So it became a nuclear power. The next nuclear power, the five declared nuclear powers were America, Russia,
China,
England, France, and then China.
China.
And after that, Israel, non-declared power. And in 1990s, 98, I think, we became a nuclear power. And soon afterwards, Pakistan became a nuclear power. Then the ninth nuclear power is North Korea in the 2000s. Now,
10th
Iran, that is what President Trump says he wants to prevent. Now, didn't the Arab countries pursue nuclear power? No, they did. So, firstly, Iraq decided to go after
nuclear
power, not for peaceful purposes.
That is for Saddam Hussein's period.
Yes. And this was around 1980s. And the Israelis preemptively struck and destroyed the site. In the 2000s, this century, Syria tried to do this with North Korean support, with North Korean technical knowledge. The Israelis preemptively finished it. The only place where they couldn't strike was Iran. Because Iran learned from Syria and
to be careful.
They put it 1 kilometer down the ground.
So they expected Israel will try this.
Absolutely. So if you want to pierce through 1 kilometer of earth and destroy this, you need 15 kilogram bombs.
Okay.
The only country which has 15 kilogram bombs, buster bombs, is America. The only aircraft that can carry these, only America has.
That B-2 bomber.
15,000 kilogram bombs to be taken. This was what was used in last June.
15,000 kilograms.
Each bomb. So they were dropped in these three sites. Natanz, Fordo, Isfahan.
Very expensive too.
Absolutely. So this is the background of the story. Now let's go to the latest
scenario.
So the Israelis have always considered the Iranians the greatest trouble, the greatest threat, because they cannot fathom a time when they can be friends with the Iranians. They have been friends with the Iranians before the Islamic Revolution. The Shah of Iran was friendly to the West. He was friendly to Americans. He was friendly to even the Israelis. not outwardly perhaps, but he had secret dealings with the Israelis. After he was overthrown, because he made it impossible for Ayatollah Khomeini to stay in Iran, Ayatollah Khomeini therefore took exile in France. From there, he preached against the Shah. And his sense of the messages and in his preaching, he became such a charismatic leader that when he died, the
Just
Guinness,
like this Zagir Naik of India.
the Guinness Book of World Records records it as the second largest attended funeral on earth.
Oh.
7 million people attended his funeral. So he, after the overthrow of the Shah went into, he took exile in places like Egypt, because he has marital ties to Egypt.
Okay.
Egypt's Farouk, King Farouk's sister is his wife.
Okay.
So before Kemal Abdel Nasser brought down the monarchy in Egypt, because they're all monarchies. The Jordan is a monarchy, Saudi is a monarchy, the Gulf states have an emirate.
Who was the last king of Egypt?
King Farouk.
Farouk.
His sister is married to the last Shah of Iran.
The present Shah's mother.
Correct. His son lives in the US in exile now. So the Shah was deposed. Khomeini comes in from France. He takes over, and then the Islamic Revolution begins. Now this is a very right-wing, fundamentalist Islamic theocratic government. It is completely opposed to the Israelis, and they are now pursuing the bomb, and the bomb is hidden. Israel doesn't have the ability to strike.
Go underground.
Yeah, it hasn't been able to preempt it. The Iranians have been very careful. So from the late 90s, when the West sensed that the Iranians were about to get the bomb, and they didn't want it, they didn't want India to have the bomb, they didn't want the Pakistanis to have the bomb, we managed to do, pulling the wool over their eyes. So Clinton started talking to the Iranians. After Clinton, George Bush Jr. spoke to the Iranians. After that, Obama started.
Also did.
So for nearly 15 years, more than 15 years, the Americans have been in discussions with the Iranians to limit their the search for nuclear energy to peaceful purposes.
Okay.
Not to turn it for non-peaceful use. Now the Americans and the Iranians don't have any diplomatic relations, because when the Shah left Iran, fled Iran, he went to Egypt and other places, but he developed cancer. And the Americans, Jimmy Carter's administration, decided to give him refuge.
Okay.
So he took refuge, he went for medical treatment to the Americans.
Yes.
Soon afterwards, the Iranians stormed into the American embassy in Tehran and took all the Americans there as hostage for 444 days. Jimmy Carter tried to rescue them. He mounted a rescue operation which failed. So the relationship between the Iranians and the Americans went wrong from the beginning. So the 444 days, the Americans were rescued, the Iranians handed them over, but the Americans have been humiliated. Jimmy Carter lost the elections for the second term because of this. Ronald Reagan took over. So after Ronald Reagan took over, and by the time George Bush Jr. became the president, George Bush came up with the term axis of evil. Iran, North Korea, and one other country. These three countries were considered the axis of evil. So the West saw this as an enemy. And then finally, when Obama came, the Omanis were good friends with both the Iranians and the Americans and the West. So they became...
Even now they tried negotiation.
Yes, they started to act as intermediaries. For 3 years, the talks happened between the Americans and the Iranians. And finally, the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, JCPOA, was signed in 2015. Under the the signatories are Iran on the one side, 5 permanent members of the Security Council, European Union, and Iran. So these are the signatories. The agreement said that Iran can enrich the uranium to 35 for 3.67 up to 3.67%.
Civilian purpose.
Correct. And from which you make electricity. And then after that, the agreement will lapse. There's a sunset clause. Sunset clause meaning 15 years later, the agreement will end, will conclude. The Iranians are free after that. So when Trump took over in 2016, he considered this as a very bad deal, because his idea is to see that the Iranians never get a nuclear device. So Obama has only postponed this by 15 years. So in 2018, he withdrew from this. The moment he withdrew from this,
he did not honor the agreement by his predecessor.
Correct. He said it's a bad deal. I will have a good deal, a better deal than this. So the idea was to have a better
correct,
deal. No.
When a country signs something,
You have
it's
to
the
honor
duty
it.
of the successor to honor it.
Absolutely. It's called state succession, the law of state succession. So
in trade also, I have suffered such things. One company vice president signed a genuine deal with us. His successor was not willing to honor that. So we had to clash very heavily.
honor is everything. You know, if your father commits something, then
somebody
you'll have
commits
to.
something, it's all based on some justifications only,
Absolutely.
not out of madness.
No. The Europeans were not very happy. The others were not happy. The Russians were not happy. The Chinese were not happy that the Americans withdrew unilaterally.
Trump cannot be controlled too.
Correct. So the moment the Americans withdrew, the Iranians had no obligation to stick to their word. They started to enrich uranium much more than the 3.67% level that they were allowed under the deal. So now we know that they've enriched 400 kilograms of uranium up to 60% and more. So last June, the Israelis and the Americans got together. They decided to, because the International Atomic Energy Agency said the breakout time is just a few months, meaning the enriched uranium can be turned into a nuclear head. That is called the breakout time. And that breakout time is just a matter of a few months. So to preemptively finish, to see that they don't do this, this is the man who came out of the agreement. He let them off the hook, and now he wants to stop them. So they start the 12-day war. Israel starts the 12-day war. The Americans join it at the very end. President Trump bombs the 3 sites. And after the 12-day attacks, Trump claimed that their nuclear capability has been completely obliterated.
Yes.
Then his attention was elsewhere. He was trying to negotiate peace in Ukraine. He wanted to get Greenland. He wanted. He told the Indians were tariff kings.
Dead economy.
That he stopped the Pakistan-India war, etc., etc. Then by late December, street protests began in Iran against the government. In these 47 years, Iranians have led a very harsh life. It's a very repressive regime. So now his attention was again back onto Iran. Now he started writing saying, I am cocked and loaded.
Yes.
I'm loaded and cocked, and I can come to your help.
If you kill the Iranians,
I will intervene. But he didn't intervene.
And the Iranians believed him.
Iranians believed him. They got themselves killed. Even this administration said 3,000 people were killed. Maybe more were killed. And after that, then our friend, the Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, had visited him, the one leader who had visited him the most number of times in 2025 and now in 2026 is Netanyahu. He has been, according to media reports, he has been telling the president, the Iranians are at the weakest because we have finished Hezbollah, we have finished Hamas, we have finished all their proxies, we have taken their leadership down. The Iranians don't have money. They're under sanctions. So if we hit them now, we will definitely, for a long time, prevent a threat. They will no more exist as a threat. I think after what happened in Venezuela on the 6th and 7th of January, after what he did and after that successful operation, I think he feels emboldened. He feels strong. and he's entered into this nightmarish experience. This is throwing the lives of, this is wasting American lives, it's wasting Iranian lives, it's wasting the lives of innocent people all over the world. And you see what has been happening.
Economy of the world.
Economy of the world.
Growth will go back by at least 25 years.
Absolutely. Today is the 5th day of this war. It's unclear how this war will end. What is clear is that it will get worse before it can get better.
From the inputs you have given, I wish to conclude hearing some of the touchy points of the history and the years that followed after the independence of Israel. This requires, a human cannot resolve this issue at all. It requires something, a
Divine.
miracle or a holy God to find out a solution. Because when they get into an agreement for 15 years, it is broken. So, even a time-bound solution also doesn't help.
True.
So, people cannot take any sides. Both are right, both are wrong. Everyone is right, everyone is wrong.
True.
At something. And that is why I say it is humanly impossible to correct this situation to a very peaceful
I agree.
understanding at all in that region. So only the Holy God has to give whichever God we believe in.
I hope.
I think we have given very valuable insights into our conversation for the audience to understand, along with the history and also the current past and the current happenings of war. Thank you very much, Kannan, for being in our studios and giving a very excellent info dialogue. I won't say it a dialogue, it was mostly a monologue from your side. Nice of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ganesh. Welcome.